Okay, hello everyone. So my name is 周致遠. So first of all, I'd like to say something before my showing. So I'm still nervous right now because it is actually my first time doing this kind of activity after I came back to Taiwan from Purdue University. So I was just a student like 4 months ago. So now I'm just a very new assistant professor in National University. So it's been like 4 months or 5 months. I've never speak in English. So maybe my English may be a little bit weird. If you think that you cannot understand what I'm talking about, please raise your hand, or maybe just use your eye contact. Let me know that what I'm talking about. You don't understand what I'm talking about, or maybe I may talk too fast. Just let me know. Raise your hand. Don't be nervous. So maybe just use eye contact to let me know. Okay. So I'll introduce again. My name is 周致遠. I'm an assistant professor in National University in the Department of Management Information Systems. And I just graduated from Purdue University with a Doctor of Philosophy, also known as PhD in Technology degree. And so today I'd like to share some experience about EMI or English teaching at Purdue University. So I'd like to get a next slide. So you can see some of my experiences here. So luckily during my PhD studies, I got many experience about English teaching. I had some experience about the instructor in applied leadership and business principles for organizational leadership. So as a graduate teaching assistant or an instructor or co-instructor from the classes of 25 people to 150 people. So different types of class. Like from recitation classes. In recitation classes, it's kind of like the flip class, like the Professor Kong just talked about. It's kind of that class. Or maybe the class of 100 people or 150 people is just a normal traditional lecture class. So I luckily have this kind of experience in English teaching at Purdue, and of course because it is Purdue University, so I need to teach English, of course, because most of my students are local people in United States, in the state of Indiana. So I would say like 85% or 90% students are local students in the United States. So they just know English. So I need to teach English. So, I think like 5% or 10% students are from India or China, or maybe some are from Taiwan. So, but I still need to teach English. And every time, in the beginning of the semester, I will use, I was always nervous, actually. But in the beginning of the class, I always tried my best to tell everyone that, and my mother language is not English, so if you really don't understand what I'm talking about, please raise your hand, just like what I did. Every time, I need to do this. And this is actually one of the tips that my English teacher in my English class at Purdue told me and told us that we need to check everybody knows what we are talking about, and let them know that of course our mother language is not English, but we still try my best and do my best to do our best to do the English teaching and try to help the students know the materials. Okay. So you can see some pictures here. So these are some photos from my classes. These all are from the recitation or discussion class, because only in that kind of class I have the time to take photos, because when students do the discussion, I can take photos to see, they're discussed, they're so diligent, and what was so cute. I can just take a picture to see, what they're doing about. But in the traditional lecture class, or when I'm trying to lead the discussion, maybe it's not a good time to take photos. So you can see, from just what I mentioned, from 25 people to 150 people, from recitation or just traditional lecture. So different type of lecture. And most of my classes are for the topics in business. So the title of the courses are like business principles for organizational leadership or applied leadership, but I would say usually when I introduce to my friends that what I was teaching, I always say that I was teaching business 101 or introduction to business, introduction to management, because it's just an introduction course. So introduction in business 101. So everything about the basic knowledge about business, about management, I will teach. Like marketing, like management information systems, or operational management, financial management, I will teach for that. So you can see this kind of class are like introduction class. Some topics are very basic, necessary, but maybe boring. So how to make this kind of class to be interesting? Some professors may think of maybe doing some activity, or maybe try to ask questions, or maybe use the video, the flipped classroom, or maybe I heard some professor will just in the class to sing a song, or maybe to try to play games with the students, or do a lottery, or do whatever things to try to catch students' attention in the classroom. And for me, I just tried to do the News from the World session because I thought that this kind of information about the news from the world could help the local student, especially in the state of Indiana, in the United States, because most of the students in the state of Indiana, they didn't have any experience to go outside of Indiana or go outside of the United States. Actually, in some statistics, most of the people in the United States don't have passports. So I would say sometimes in Taiwan, we always say that students need need some vision about the internalization or whatever. Things happens in the United States as well. So to help to solve this problem, I try to bring the news from the world to the class and try to use some interesting stories or games, or to try to raise questions to them and let them know that some things is happening from the world. So like this picture, you can see this is about the agreement among United States, Canada, and Mexico. So I just try to use some pictures and numbers to let them know that things happen, and it's very important for the United States. You really need to know that. So, okay, this kind of information is still boring, so sometimes I may use other kinds of news to help the students know we still have some news from the world. Like this one, the news in business about the Bitcoin or some the cryptocurrency. So in this kind of picture, this kind of slide, I remember that in the classes I asked students, what are the logos for this? Like you can see the B logo there and L logo there, and those you can see the 4 pictures. In the classes, I would say some students were very smart because they could really know what they are, but some people may not. So it is a very good practice that. In that class, you can try to raise the question to ask students that, what are these logos? And maybe some students may know that, and it's very good. And you can ask the student further that, how did you know that? Maybe the students may have some investment on this kind of Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency, or maybe they just know some news from other magazine or the news website. You can ask more when ask this question and try to tell the students that this is very important. And for those students who don't know these logos, it is the time to help the students who don't know to know, okay, we have these 4 logos. And I just forgot to mention, these 4 logos are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin. These 4 logos are I would say 4 major cryptocurrency in this kind of the business world. Okay, and this is another example I used in the classroom. So you can see this about the AAA. It is a fast food chain in United States. And AAA, actually, it is a very popular fast food chain in the United States. If you, as you can see in the picture, most of the, you can see the about the C logo are AAA. So you can see it almost dominates all the United States. And give some In-N-Out or maybe McDonald's or KFC or whatever. And in that class, usually I will just ask the question first, well, which restaurant or which fast food chains do you prefer? Maybe I will give them some choices, AAA or KFC or McDonald's, and they then vote, and or maybe raise their hand. And this is actually the result, just the same as the news. In almost every classroom, people raise most of their hands, votes for AAA. So it's very interesting that in this kind of activity, we can let the students know that, well, I like AAA, and I know the news. This news also told us that people in the United States also love the AAA, the restaurant. So, well, the students will think that, well, it is kind of, the news is not just from the world, also in our lives. So that will make the students think that this kind of news or this kind of information is useful. And, well, they try their best to listen to me more in the class. So this kind of example. So, and actually in this sharing, I was told to just do a panel discussion. Actually, in my imagination, the so-called panel discussion is like to sit here and, well, just briefly share something and then just accept the question. So I didn't know that I need to do this kind of presentation. So I don't know what the time is, but, well, I'll try my best to try to share something more. So this is the kind of the sheet from the English teaching class, the English class from Purdue. So before we need to teach at Purdue in English, almost of all the international students, we need to attend the English class because Purdue University didn't think that we can directly teach in English. We need to learn some tips. So in that class, we learned some tips about teaching English, like the things that what I did. I need to in every class in the beginning of the semester, I need to tell the students that, well, to make sure you really need to understand what I'm talking about. If not, please raise your hand, and to remind the students that my mother language is not English, and to help the students to know that, well, if they don't understand, it's not their problem. It may be the instructor's problem. So, well, if they really don't understand because they pay the tuition, so they really have the obligation or the things to they really can do the things to raise a question, to say that, well, you don't teach very well, and we need you to talk slowly, to talk clearly, and, well, every semester in the beginning of the class, it is a time for the instructor to, well, share with the students that, well, we may not teach very good, but we will do my best. We will do our best. And also, in that class, we also learn some tips that, like, we need to try to make our speaking to be organized, and sometimes we may need to ask students question about, well, do you understand what I'm talking about? So far so good, or are you okay with this kind of things? And sometimes you need to also to pay attention to some problems about, for example, some discrimination problem. For example, I got this kind of experience with discrimination problem. I used an example about data mining, a principle of data mining. I used an example to teach the data mining. And after that class, I think one or two students told me that they feel very bad because I used the the example about an old man went to the supermarket to bring a beer and a diaper, and they didn't think like it's okay. They think that, well, it's kind of discrimination. Not every man or woman needs to bring diaper or we need to buy the beer. So, well, you need to take care of this. So, well, I think time is up. So I want to just try to make a conclusion. So, well, in all of the experience, I think that the most important thing is to be confident in the English teaching, because, well, sometimes we may make some errors, but, well, it's still okay to try to. It's okay to make errors or make mistakes, because our mother language is not English. People know that, so it's okay to do this. Just be confident in English teaching, and you will be fine. So thank you so much.